Hello everyone and welcome to this quick episode of Rock and Roll English, where I am here to tell you about when I moved to Italy. Because if you have moved country before, you will know that it is scary. Very, very scary. And if you haven't moved country before, let me tell you, it's scary, especially when you don't speak the language and you do it completely alone without your boyfriend or girlfriend. Then it's even more scary. And that is exactly what I did. I arrived in Italy totally alone and did not speak a word of the language. Now, the reason I moved to Italy is because I wanted to learn Italian. I had an objective, and I had this objective since the age of about 12. I always said, one day I'll learn Italian, because my grandparents were Italian and I wanted to talk to them in Italian. Then when I was 16, 18, 20, 23, I kept saying, one day I'll learn Italian. Then I thought, you know what? I can't keep saying this forever, so I am going to take action. So, what did I do? I moved to Italy. Now, I had planned on staying 6 months and ended up staying 12 years. But that's another story. The point is that I took action to reach my goal. But it wasn't only scary because of the fact I didn't speak Italian and I did it alone. It was scary because I left a very good job in London, a very nice situation. So some people close to me obviously said, "What are you doing? This is totally stupid." And that obviously put a lot of doubts in my head and made me even more scared. And then when I arrived in Italy, many nights, at the beginning especially, when I laid in bed, alone obviously, because especially then no woman would have ever talked to me. But when I was in bed, I kept asking myself, what the hell am I doing here? This was completely stupid. I think I need to go home. But I didn't give up. I stayed there, and in the end I built a fantastic life for myself. I had a good job. I even found a beautiful girl that became my wife, Mrs. R&R. I bought a lovely apartment, and it was and is the greatest experience of my life. Moving to another country, discovering a new culture, it completely changed me as a person, forgetting the fact that I learnt another language, married a beautiful girl, then had a child. Forgetting all that, it completely changed me as a person. So that is why it was the greatest experience of my life. But I almost didn't do it because I had doubts. But I look back now and think, thank God I did it. Thank God I was brave and took action. Now, what's the reason I am telling you all of this, you may say? Well, there are two. The first is that action always wins. So if you're thinking about doing something, taking action always beats not taking action. So if your English has remained the same for the last few years, the famous upper intermediate plateau where it just seems to stop and doesn't get any better, and maybe you have been saying, I'm going to do something about this, I want to move to the advanced stage, I'm here to tell you that now is the time to take action. My online course, Fluency via Pronunciation and Storytelling, is just exactly for people like you. Now, you might be doubting it and thinking, sounds good, but I'm still not totally sure. Just remember, there has never been a positive change that did not have doubts. literally for anything you can think of, even social media. I remember kind of 2006, 2007, people saying to me, I'm never going to use social media. The whole thing is totally stupid. In 1 to 2 years, nobody will be using social media. Now, social media rules the world. And the people that said that now have every social media account you can imagine. I doubted myself when I moved to Italy. I doubted whether it was a good idea because it was a big change, and any big change brings doubts. So if you have doubts, don't worry. It's totally normal. It's part of growing, which you will do on the course. It is like no other English course you have done before. I guarantee you. There is a big focus on pronunciation, which almost nobody teaches. And the reason I do this is because when you have clear pronunciation, you feel more confident. And then the next part, storytelling, which again, when you tell a story in front of other people, you will feel so much more confident. Everything is done in typical R&R fashion, and there are still 4 places left on the courses starting tomorrow, Tuesday. So stop this podcast and go to www.rockandrollenglish.com/fluency to book your place right now. But if you have some really big doubts and you would like to ask me some questions, again, stop this podcast right now and contact me. Facebook, Instagram, email, however you want, contact me and I will personally respond to you. So remember to take action. Doubts are normal. I will talk to you all very soon, but in the meantime, just keep on rocking, baby.